Kia ora, welcome. I'm Jill, also known as Tea and a Yarn on Ravelry and Instagram, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I kind of yak about stuff, mostly yarn and fibre and all the crafts that I do that are, to do with that. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming back if you come back, and if you're just checking me out, hello. Not that much to show, but I'll do it anyway. This one, obviously. So this is the ranunculus, which I've done holding together some amuri, possum and merino, along with a Holstgarn super soft. So I've still got two of those left. Possums. Anyway, let's talk about the jersey. I enjoy it. I enjoy wearing it. I've worn it about 3 times. So I just finished it last weekend and I already wore it to see my ladies at the knit group on Monday, because I popped into the Red Hill Spinners group on Monday night, which was really lovely to see people. And then I wore it to work on Wednesday, and I'm wearing it now. So I'll stand up and show you. It's probably a bit shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I'm quite happy. I quite like the boxy style. I'm happy with the length of my sleeves. I did do it a little bit different in that I decreased quite a lot around here, and then I used a smaller needle for the rib. The changes I made on the neck were I did the small size neck, so not the wide neck, but you can see it's still quite wide. That's probably a testament to my skill rather than the pattern. I didn't do any of the short row shaping, which is probably why it's wide, maybe. Yeah, so it's supposed to have short row shaping on the front and the back, and so I didn't do either of those. There's like a kind of a textured pattern, and there's a little bit of lace and some more texture. You see that? I quite like this. This looks different up here than that, even though it's the same stitch, because up here I went wrong. But you know, only you and I know that now. So I think unless you're looking really close, you can't see. The possum merino is light and soft and warm. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I get a lot of use out of it. I think I will. I haven't actually, I've worn it 3 times, haven't actually washed it yet, so I'm unsure how much that will grow. I've just kind of gave it a little bit of a steam just to kind of flatten some of the stitches and flatten the rib, because even though I was using a smaller needle, it kind of gone out a little bit. Although if I do like this, just kind of sit out here. Oh, look, you can see also where I've done my circular needle. Yeah, so it probably does need a wash. But overall, I'm really happy. I wasn't sure. Like when I cast off, I was like, oh, I didn't actually think I was going to wear it. I tried it on before I put the sleeves on, and at that point I didn't like it at all. But yeah, I think it looks a lot better with the sleeves on me. And I was thinking, oh gosh, you know, this will be the 4th try with this possum yarn. But I'm keeping it like this, and I'm quite happy with it. So that's good. Yeah. And I think I've got enough jerseys. I think that's done. I'm done with my jersey knitting, I think, for this season. Unless something else sort of pops up that catches my eye. I have not finished my Clara Jane. Again, I just picked it up. I've done maybe about 3 rows on it in the last 2 weeks. It's just a very yeah, I need to put my mind to it. Once I do that, it'll be fine. I think my problem is I haven't picked what my contrasting yarn is yet. Once I've done that, I reckon I'll be away because I'll be busting to get to that to do the colour work bit at the band. Would have been good to have it done for next week for Fibratron, but I'm not going to, and I'm not going to try. I've had a 1 or 2 days this week where I've been up very late trying to knit things to finish. So my other finished project I can't show you because it was a gift and I've already gifted it. So I made, I finished the rainbow socks for my friend. And I was up in Auckland this week for work, so I caught up with him to give them to him. I decided to do them as tubes. I'll put pictures. But I decided to do them as tubes and do an afterthought heel because, you know, I do like to learn something new, and it's a heel that I haven't done before, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I finished the tubes and I finished the ribbing. It's like, yeah. It's like, no, still have to do the heel. And I didn't do a proper true afterthought because I knitted a row of waste yarn into it so that I could tell where the heels were so that it would be even. A couple of things I did wrong was because it was rainbow socks, there was specific stripes, and when I'd cast on, one was like 1 row ahead than the other. So when I got to this particular row on the sock that was 1 row ahead, I put my waste yarn in, but I still had lots of the same colour on this one, so I did another round. Then I put it in, but there was still some left of that colour, so I've ended up with, he has ended up with a heel like this with a stripe of that pink that goes around and then it carries on. So that was the first one. I had to pick up stitches on tiny needles, tiny stitches. That took forever, even with the waste yarn. I didn't enjoy it at all. Probably didn't help. I was tired. I don't know. Being away from home always makes me more tired because, yeah, like even though I'm at my sister's, it's, you know, and it's comfortable and all of that sort of thing, it's still not my place, and it's not my bed, and it's not my pillows, and I suppose I take my pillows with me, but all of those things. So you're not usually at the best that you would normally be. So yeah, picking up little stitches was hard work. Then there was the heel itself. I followed some instructions I found on Ravelry, and it had, if you make a small gusset, so if this is your sock like this and this is your heel, it had a small gusset here before you started decreasing, which is kind of nice because it gave it a little bit more space. I thought, okay, cool, obviously that's the way to do it, so I'll do it. So I ended up doing short rows. Again, I thought, one of the things was about this afterthought heel is no short rows, but yeah, definitely short rows. What else was there? Well, then there was the final bit. No, okay, before that, really like the aesthetic of them. I really like how they decrease along the edge, like along there. I really like that seam of that short row heel. I like that bit a lot. But then I had to do Kitchener stitch to graft them together. I hadn't actually thought about that because I'm crap at that. I'm really crap at it. I've done it twice. Both times have been crap, really bad. So the first time I'm not even counting because it was so bad. But the second time I did it, I was kind of okay-ish, but still not good. So by this time, the first sock I was finishing, and it was about 10:30 in the evening, and I was like quite tired. So I probably didn't concentrate as much as I should have, but I did YouTube it, and I went along with the YouTube video as to how to do it. And the second one, I did at 4 o'clock the next morning, because I was seeing him at 9 and I still had to get to work. So yeah, it was almost as bad. So he's ended up with these socks that have got these nice aesthetic seams at the sides and this really manky seam at the back. So it really is a seam. You can see the seam, which is not a good thing, really. Okay. But anyway, finished socks. So that was good. So I finished 2 items, and I've cast on about 500 other things and then pull them apart. I had this idea of mixing, no, I had this idea. I've seen this fabulous picture on Pinterest I just showed you of that. Did I show it to you? I'm pretty sure I did. Yes. Of the bandana with the dangles, and I couldn't do it. So I've tried to, if you haven't seen it, it's a scrappy, like a bactus, I think they call it. So it starts skinny and goes straight across the top. Starts skinny, goes like that, and then goes like that. And then it had dangles, so like these little things with little rounds. I couldn't make it work. So as I said, I've cast on 500 things. So I thought, well, I could crochet. So I've crocheted dangles. I'm just about to pull this one apart because it's not quite how I wanted it to go. This is the 3rd or 4th one of this, and I just pulled the needles out and I was about to rip it, and I thought, oh no, maybe I'll show you. So it's like that. So what I've done wrong here is I do want a nice edge, but this edge is too tight. So I've kind of done a bit of a I-cord edging, and I think that I-cord edging along the bottom works well, but I don't think it works along the top because it hasn't got any give. So it's kind of makes it go all like, the material here is going like this. So it's not working. I used the Smash and Puni base to do it without, so they do an extra yarn over and then they drop it, so it gives you more give, and I didn't like how that looked either, so I didn't do that, hence it's not working. So this is a actually, this is one of my magic balls I've made with all of my greenish, I've gone greens, sock yarn, yeah, all different bits. So I think it's going to look fab when it is done. I still haven't got my 5 gram minis, although they are in the mail, but only a couple of days ago. So I wanted to start something. Yeah. In the meantime, though, I found something else. Other things I've got on my needles in, which is not really very much, because I finished socks and I was still at work in meetings. I started some socks. There's just some West Yorkshire spinners. Don't know if it has a colour. Just got a number. Number 06811. But it's stripy, so it's a couple of purples, yellow, and some greens. So I've just done the toes, or started the toes, nearly finished the toes, and I haven't decided what kind of pattern I want to do. This is stripy, and I think the stripes are solid for this one, which I think looks nice by itself without any fluff. But I do quite like the Impossible Girl ones. So, and it's got like a mock cable at the sides. They look quite nice. And I did make those and gave them away. So I'd quite like maybe some for me. The other thing I'm nearly finished is my scrappy round and round, round and round and round and round. that was a cowl that I pulled apart and started again and made longer. So I think I've got enough to go around twice, but I just want it to have a little bit of give. Well, it probably does have a little bit of give. So what's stopping me finishing this one? Well, it's two ends and you have to get them together, don't you? It's that grafting thing again. But I've kind of committed to finishing this little bit that's left over from the rainbow socks I just made for my friend. So I've got the blue stripe, then I've got the purple, and it's done. So then they're done. And then I'll pop those two together. And it'll just be a nice big cowl. I really like it. I really liked it last year when I made it, but it just got too baggy and I wouldn't wear it. But this way it's a bit longer, and I mean, it will stretch. And I've washed it as well. I think with a double loop you can kind of pull it a bit tight. Pull it a bit tighter if you want to, and then have a longer bit. Right. Strangling myself. So what to do with my scrappy things? I have been to the library and got 4 books which I'll share with you. This one is Knitting for the Fun of It, and of course the colours all like attracted me, but what I do like is that chevron scarf. I'll show you. It's cool though. There is a blanket called the Nor'wester, and I think that it does the chevron and you pick up as you go, whereas this one you do it in strips and then you sew it together. I kind of like the idea of a skinny chevron, and that's also another thing that I tried making, and I tried doing it in a round like this, in the round, and I made I think 4 points like that, and it was I did about this much before I before I frogged it, and I don't know why I frogged it, apart from I thought I wouldn't do any more, like I'd got that far and I was kind of bored. It did seem like, and I wanted it really long. Yeah, I guess because if I was going to do a skinny scarf like that, because it would only have been about this skinny, this wide should I say, if I was going to do a scarf that was that wide and it's double, it's still going to take a long time and a lot of yarn. So yeah, that's why I stopped. But I thought I could do that, and if I do the one that's the Nor'wester blanket, and it does it as it goes, then I won't have to sew it together, which sounds quite good. It's tempting anyway. Otherwise, I think mattress stitch is quite an easy one to do, rather than kind of any, yeah, because you wouldn't Kitchener if it's like, because you have 2 edges, wouldn't you? Yeah, I haven't downloaded or purchased the Nor'wester pattern, but yeah, I also started crocheting a chevron as well, but I was doing it in single crochet, so UK single crochet, so that's like just 1 in and like that, so no rounds, so it's not a very tall stitch, and I found interesting because I was going to do it double, but I found it was too dense, so I could use a bigger crochet hook. But yeah, I didn't like the material, the denseness of it. But chevrons are obviously the thing that I'm attracted to right now. I'll share my other books I got out of the library. I got this one, 3 skeins or less. It's not, I don't know, I kind of got it to be inspired, kind of like this, but then it's really fat yarn. It's really cool actually, but it's a worsted weight, which I think is like a bit fatter than DK. It's a very cool top. We don't need any more tops. I do quite like, and because I haven't done cables, I do quite like these. Someone did suggest to me to try mittens as my first cable, so yeah. And I like these ones because they're called Yorkshire Morning Knit Mitts. It says here, when the sun shines in Yorkshire, it becomes one of the most beautiful places in the world, but it's very changeable. So this is cable, and they're cable and lace. They're also DK. I thought I could do it in some of my hand spun though, which is usually goes sport DK. So that's that one. The other book I got was Entrelock, just because people are talking about it a bit at the moment. Then I saw that. Oh, whoops, sorry. Then I saw that and I thought, no, that looks way too hard. So I'll try cables first, I think. It has got some nice, quite cool things in here though. It's got like it shows it in one colour, which is quite cool. Which I thought that the whole thing was about doing more than one colour. That's quite a nice pillow. I suppose if I was going to do something like that, a pillow might be a good thing. Sampler pillow. It's got socks. I think socks might be a bit fat. So like welly socks or gumboot socks. Anyway, that was Entrelock. I haven't committed or even thought about making anything from there after I saw that first picture with all of the bits hanging off the edge. And thought, God. Oh, right. Book I dropped. Book I dropped was about spinning. This has been my spinning this week. This is a Heavenly Fibre merino crossbead, which I think is called Autumn Colours. It's beautiful. I haven't washed it yet. Actually, I only just finished plying it last night. And I never plied it, you know, when you do the crocheting. So it's got 3 strands together. It'll probably puff up quite a lot. They might make really good Yorkshire mittens. I love these colours. It's beautiful. It's not the same kind of colours I would normally get for myself, but I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, really nice. I don't know how much is there. I say I'll wash it and see how much it shrinks and puffs, and then I'll see how much is there. It's very pretty. So Heavenly Walls lady is from, I think she's in the Catlins or somewhere around there, which is right at the bottom of the South Island, and it's all her own sheeps. So again, people are talking about Entrelock, and people are also talking about spinning because it's been the Tour de Fleece. I haven't joined. I don't think I wanted to commit to it because I'm not very good at committing. I've found I'm not doing very well with my 12 socks in 2020. Not that I haven't made 12 socks, I just haven't picked this, haven't kind of stuck to the monthly thing or the themes or the colours, you know, that kind of thing. I think I've only joined in 2, maybe 3 out of the last 7 months. So yeah, and also my mittens. Yeah, I've got 1 pair. No, I haven't even got 1 pair. I've got 1 mitten to finish, which has got a bit of colour work on it, and then I'm done. And I've got all of the points I need to go, yay, I've done my mittens. And yes, that's why I haven't joined Tour de Fleece. But I did get a handspun book out of the library because it's got all of this stuff on how to make funky yarn. And not that I'm bored making normal yarn because it's so meditative and kind of relaxing, but it'd be quite fun to make fun stuff. So I quite like the look of this. So how to make quick coils. I've got so basically you do one lot of spinning and then you coil it onto some like 2-ply thread, or maybe even some commercial yarn, like commercial 2-ply. So I've got some Polworth, some dark bluish Polworth, which I've been spinning, which is quite nice. And I've got a blue merino 2-ply from Anna Grattan. And I thought I'd play with coils. So I have got nothing to show you, but maybe next time. And those are my books. I've had a spend. Well, I've spent $10 because obviously waiting till next week, Fibertron, I've been saving all of my pennies for that, so I can have a bit of a splurge. I don't know what on. I don't want Jersey's Worth, which I know that people are kind of saving up to do Jersey Worths. And yeah, I mean my nice stuff is looking a bit sad. I mean there's gaps in there, but then that's also because I've already made them into balls and they're in another drawer. But it's not like I'm spilling out everywhere, apart from my bit of hand spun at the top, and that's mainly because my hand spun drawer is full of stuff that I did right at the very beginning, which is overspun and a bit blobby, which I don't know what to do with, which I think I'm going to weave. So I'm on a bit of a mission today to warp up my loom to do some weaving, and I've got, so my $10 spend, which back to that, I went and bought some loyal wool. I just realised one's a 4-ply and one's a 8-ply. Don't think it would matter. Anyway, so this is what I bought, and I'm going to use that. So that's 140 meters of 4-ply, probably not very much in here. 105 little scarves. I'm thinking about scarves anyway. So I've got some blues in my hand spun, which I thought I could use this as the warp and then use the blues to do that. And there's also that really nice stuff I got from Man-Made Fibre a few weeks ago, which is the Fat and Thin yarn, which I think would look nice in there. So I'm going to do a blues, like lots of different blues scarves. Then I got the purple, which I thought I could use either this one, or I've got this kind of orangey, actually that's got not as much purple as I thought. I thought that was a purple as well, but actually it might be good with the blue. Anyway, more hand spun. There's a lot there. And I'm going to make some scarves, and I'm thinking about this wide, and they're going to be presents for my friends in Wellington who I haven't made anything for this year. Actually, they didn't receive anything for Christmas, so I'm a bit behind for them. Like last year they got socks. This last Christmas I didn't go down and visit them because we were moving, and so I didn't give them anything. And then I had this idea of doing mittens. I have crocheted the mittens before, but then my mittens kind of went out to other people who I'd made what I'd made. Then I thought about cowls, but I didn't really, I don't know, I haven't settled. So I thought I'd try weaving. So they've had crochet presents. They've had a lot of crochet presents. Then they've had knitting presents, and next will be weaving presents. So that's what I'm going to do for them. And I think the Christmas goes quite fast. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, a couple of scarves ready to go on the loom. What else can I tell you? So I went out to Greerton, which is a suburb in Tauranga, and every year they yarn bomb the street. So they've got a little town centre there, and they with lots of trees, and they put sleeves on all the trees. Different community groups do it, and then the public votes, and then there's a prize, and that prize goes to that community group or the charity that they've represented. Yeah. So this year the theme was Aotearoa, New Zealand, a place to call home, or something like that. It was reminding people that Aotearoa is a great place to live, and what does it mean to live there. So I took a load of photos, which I'll pop at the end here so that you can have a look. I haven't voted yet, so there's still a few more weeks to vote. I am torn. Actually, I didn't see the Jacinda one, which was a bit annoying because there's a Jacinda one somewhere and I didn't see it. But I do like the Manuka honey one. It's got loads of bees on a tree, and it's just beautiful. And I was impressed by the Marmite one and the Sanitarium Marmite, sorry, and also the Edmonds cookbook. Yeah. Anyway, see what you think. I put the details in if you do want to go and have a look at the Facebook page and vote if you wanted to. And they probably have some better photos as well as the ones I've taken. So yeah. So next week is Fibretron. I don't know if I'll do an extra one in between kind of thing. It might be a really bad one with all of my purchases. So maybe I should keep that one separate. Then if you don't want to see what I bought, then you don't need to. But yeah. There's a lot of fibre people there, and I'm quite looking forward to buying some more fibre because I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I also got this one when I was in Dunedin. So this lady won't be there, but there are some. I think there's 3 or 4 other ladies I know. Twisted Sisters there, and she does fabulous bats. So I'm hoping she'll take some bats with her. And also Jimba Carding, whose Polworth I'm currently spinning. And there's a couple of others there that I haven't purchased from before, and yeah, I kind of find fibre quite good value. Yeah. If I can take photos, I'll take photos. If I can do a bit of a video, I will. I know that some people don't like to be on video or in photos when they're out and about, so yeah, I just need to be a bit more aware of that, I think. Yes. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the pictures of the yarn bombing in Greerton, and whether I see you next week with all my purchases or the week after, I hope you are keeping safe and yeah, and doing what's making you happy. Ka kite. See you later.